All right, welcome back to the podcast. Two protects one. This is Kyle, and I'm back. Okay, back with a political video. Wokeness is a disease, and it is so true. And we are seeing evidence of that coming out more and more each day. If you didn't know already, liberalism, wokeism, Marxism, socialism, they're all a disease that is plaguing this country. And it's not good, and it gets worse. And even in these big inner city areas, it's just getting worse, and it's actually starting to come back to bite them in the ass. And it's crazy of the numerous stories that I've seen over the weekend, over last week, the week before, of these liberal, lefty, woke weirdos getting exactly what they voted for. And you'll say, well, Kyle, that's kind of harsh, considering the stories you're going to talk about today. And you know what? I'm to the point where you got to be harsh. You have to be straight to the point. You have to not mince words with these people. And that's where I'm at today. And I'm not going to mince words with people. This is a dangerous place that we are at in society. And we have to start figuring out how to deprogram these people from believing this woke bullshit. It's not working. It's actually way worse than I ever thought. And the virtue signaling and not wanting to identify, problems within a certain race, within a certain gender, within a certain group of people is just crazy. And the constant covering up that the media does, it is just absolutely insane to even look at where we are at and think that this is all okay. But before I get into this story, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video with others, drop a comment below, and let me know, what have you been seeing lately? What have you experienced personally? Or what is your opinion on the stories that I share today? Because I have two quick stories. I'm going to touch on some other stuff. This is not going to be a long video. So let's just go ahead and jump into it today. The big story that's been coming out over the last couple days, it started over the weekend, is this Ryan Carson stabbing that happened in New York City. Okay. And just to give you a little bit of you know, um, what we're talking about. So Ryan Carson is a self-proclaimed Antifa member, and he was stabbed over the weekend in New York City with his girlfriend after attending some kind of get together, some kind of night out on the town. They both looked pretty dressed up. So Ryan, you know, he was out with his girlfriend. They looked like they was just minding their own business, and then they ran into they had an encounter with who they believe now is the suspect, which we all know is the guy that did it, because you want to know why? There's video footage. Okay. So we aren't stupid. The media wants to come out and they want to be politically correct. Well, it's a suspect that appeared to have a knife. And I read an article about that. Like, there's a suspect that's at large that appeared to have a knife. No, he had a fucking knife, because you can see it in the video. And I'm going to play that video, and I'm going to play the unedited version. And if I get kicked off YouTube, if I get kicked off Rumble, if I get kicked off all these social media platforms, I just don't give a shit, because you need to see the unedited truth about really what's going on in this country. And the news wants to give you this edited, watered down message of wrong place, wrong time. Oh, well, it happens. These darn teens out here, these youths that are stabbing people, and they don't want to identify the problem. The identifying the problem is these major Democrat-run cities are lawless cities. They don't give a shit. crime rates are up, murder is up, theft is up. Yeah, you have these big department stores like Target, Walmart. You know, you have a lot of these stores that are closing down because people keep stealing all their shit, and a company's not going to keep a company's not going to stay open if they keep getting robbed. But these inner cities are a mess. They're filled with drugs. They're full of violent criminals, and it just keeps getting worse. Like situations like this is not good. And I think people need to see the unedited video of what happened to Ryan Carson over the weekend. And I just want to say, I don't feel any kind of sympathy towards this guy. Okay. It sucks it happened, but this is what he voted for. He is a self-proclaimed Antifa member. Okay, he has come out and said, numerous things about gun violence. He's come out and said numerous things about abolishing the police, which is just absolutely crazy. And one gun in this situation, okay, neutralizes this situation. Okay, neutralizes this whole thing. He's still alive today, and he would be able to see his family. But no, we're talking about this guy's death because he believed in an ideology that is fucking poison. It is poison, and it is poisoning our youth through the school system, through colleges. It's crazy how much people have bought into this lie that you don't need a gun for protection. That when you go into a shady neighborhood, that you shouldn't really shoot that person because if they try to rob you, because they've had a hard life, dude. Systemic racism, dude. You're a racist, dude. Chill. Okay, that's going to be enough to stop it, and you'll see in this video that wasn't enough to stop it. So as you can see here, you have Ryan and his girlfriend, and I can't remember this lady's name, but if you look it up on Twitter, Ryan Carson, she pops up all over the place, and we'll talk about her after this video. And it doesn't, all the shit that she's doing right now does not surprise me one bit. And also, you seen this, I just want to stop it real quick. You seen the suspect walk by, the guy that will here in a second come back into the video. So you can hear him, and I'm going to pull it up a little bit bigger for you. I'm going to just do like a full screen so you can see what the heck's going on. But you can hear him start yelling, "Chill, chill." And obviously that does not work.
I'm so sorry. Are you? Please, go watch him. Go watch him. I'm so Brian. No, Brian. What? I'm gonna call 911.
And there you have it. Okay. No, I mean, no sudden movements from the girlfriend. Like, no, I don't know. It just seemed really off, almost like she was kind of like, I'm just gonna let this happen. And if either one of them would have had a gun in this situation, it would have been a completely different story. But you're in a gun-free zone in New York City. You're not allowed to own, or you can. I think you can own a handgun. I might be wrong. I don't know. But this is a gun-free zone. You get caught with a loaded weapon, and I think it's a mandatory of 5 years in prison. Okay. And in this situation, they want you defenseless. They want you helpless. They want you to not be able to defend your own life. And I know it's cliche, and I know they say it all the time, but I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. And I stand by that. So if you see me in a crowded room, if you see me in an area, most likely, I will protect myself. And this situation is sad, man. And the girlfriend is about about as a whack. She's just a fucking wacko. Okay, and I'm just gonna. I was trying not to use the F word and come up with a bunch, different words, but she is a whack job. Okay, a leftist loon. So instead of giving a description to the cops, she decides that it's probably racist to do that and that she shouldn't do that. She's not going to give a description to the cops. And now I think eventually she does, but not on that night when all that stuff happened. Now, this happened at like 4 a.m. Okay, so you're in a big city like New York City. It's 4 a.m. You're sitting on the side of the street on what looks to be like a park bench, and you're just going to sit there unarmed, okay? Eventually that shit's going to catch up to you. Okay, nothing good happens at 4 a.m., especially for people that are like dressed up. Okay, now I just think that's just a recipe for disaster. But this I don't know if they've even released this girl's name, but she is just uh, a far. And now I'm going to pull up my Twitter account and show you some of that as well. So here is Twitter and some of the stuff that they've been saying about it. And it's crazy, man. Like, you got some right wing people coming out and saying, we shouldn't criticize these people. We should have sympathy in this moment. We should, try to empathize with these people. And you cannot do that. And I'm going to tell you why. Because these people, as a MAGA Trump supporter, if you would have died in the street, they'd be fucking laughing at you. Okay? And they would be preaching some kind of socialist message telling you how bad of a person you are. Okay? And a lot of people say, well, we don't need to stoop to their level. Well, I'm stooping to their level because their stupid ideas got this guy killed. Okay? And here in a couple weeks, nobody will be talking about this guy. This guy will be an afterthought. Nobody will even care anymore. Okay? And the sad thing is this isn't the only story that's been like this. So here you have where's Jack Plasovic? I must have missed him. Hold on. Let me go back up. No? There it is. So here's Jack Plasovic, and it says this is exactly what this user predicted they would say. Friends of far left activist Ryan Carson, who's brutally murdered in Brooklyn Street, says he would consider killer victim of broken system. Okay. And his friends have come out and said, well, systemic racism, blah, blah, blah. And, blah. And it's just dumb. Like this shit that they come up with is just stupid. But here's a picture of the girlfriend. All cops are bastards t-shirt. And then she's posing with a Karl Marx license plate. And, and it says proof that leftist ideology is a cancer to society. She does nothing for her bleeding out boyfriend, no care in the world, doesn't provide the police with information about the killer because all cops are bastards, and is now going to receive all the GoFundMe money instead of his family. So after this, not only did she not do anything in the situation when it happened, after the cops came, but she also started a GoFundMe and raised $60,000 and is not that family's not going to see any of that. She's not helping pay for the funeral cost, and she's not helping that his family out or anything like that. No, she raised that $60,000 for her own selfish fucking gain. And by next week, she'll probably be sleeping with some other leftist Antifa loser and moving on to the next situation. And this is the thing. It's a cancer to society. I cannot stress this enough. Wake the fuck up. These people are crazy. And I got another story that I'm going to show you. And I would like to say it gets better, but it doesn't. And this is just another situation or another story about somebody, losing their life due to these, ideas of socialism, systemic racism, that this whole country hates, or that whites are so privileged and the whole country hates black people. And it's just another situation. So I did want to say the guy in the Ryan Carson video, the suspect was black. Okay. That's how I know the story's going to disappear. Okay. First off, he's an Antifa guy, socialist, Marxist. And then, it's black on white crime. It just doesn't, in my opinion, that story just ain't going to stick around very long. And even people on the right will forget it here in a couple weeks. And the dude, and you know what? When it comes down to it, the dude's really just not that important. It sucks. It sucks for him. It sucks for his family. But I have zero with the way this country is going. I have zero sympathy or empathy for people in this situation because I know for a fact, and I've seen it, that they wouldn't have any for me. And that's where we're at in this country. It's sad. It's sad that this country has fallen to that point. But anyway, let's talk about this other video. This is a person named Jen Angel. And Jen, she was a baker in, I do believe, California. And so Jen Angel was a passionate supporter of BLM and defunding the police and was against prison sentences for any crime. After her murder, her estate issued a statement reaffirming her beliefs. Okay? So this sickness, in my opinion, it might not be able to be fixed. Okay? It might not be able to be fixed. I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know what fixes this. Okay? And I'm going to go ahead and share. I'm going to run, before I run through Jen's story in this video that I have and show you this craziness, continue to show you this craziness. I'm just going to go through I'm going to pull up this Twitter page. So let's pull up the Twitter page of Aldo. So I don't know how to say Aldo's last name. Okay. Buttazzoni. Okay. Aldo Buttazzoni. If I screwed it up, Aldo. But anyway, he just goes through like a list of people that have been attacked or murdered that are Democrats that support this way of thinking, this way of these ideologies. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and pull the list up here. So here he goes. He has leftist activist and Democratic farmer Labor Party chair, and I'm not even going to try to say that name. Shivathi was carjacked and beaten in front of her house, leaving her with serious injuries. And then had previously called for the abolishment of her local police department. So here's a Democratic representative, okay, that called for the abolishment of police department. And I think this happened in Minnesota, maybe. But this happened a couple weeks ago. So she was carjacked outside of her home, which was it's crazy. Yes. So Minneapolis Police Department. So here they are calling for the dismantling of the police department. Okay. They're talking about abolishing the police. They want to send in social workers. But then, they want to post selfies after they get their ass beat and their car stolen. Yeah, I don't feel sympathy for these people, man. You get what you voted for, and if you didn't vote for it, get the fuck out of that area. And it's just that simple. You got to get out of that area. But anyway, and he just goes on a list here. It says the list goes on. Representative Cori Bush got her car shot at in St. Louis. Representative Mary Gay Scanlon carjacked. Angie Craig attacked at her home. Rand Paul stabbed. Henry Cooley, I can't remember, carjacked. But anyway, these people are just, and not everybody supported. Obviously, Rand Paul doesn't support, leftism or wokeism, but it's happening all over the place. These lawless cities it's becoming crazy. But as you can see here with Jen Angel, it says Ishmael Birch, 19, arrested and charged in an alleged robbery and dragging death of Angel Cakes Bakery owner Jen Angel. So let's watch, so Jen Angel, she gets, obviously, I don't know much about this because robbery and dragging death. So that's just a little bit crazy. Let's go into and see what they say about this. And there's just a lot of people saying the same thing, and I'm not going to read some of the comments, but you get the point. You get the point. They're pointing out the issues. But anyway, Jen Angel, she dies, and after her death, let's see what one of her friends has to say about this situation. And let's just say this: it's not fucking good. Okay, so let's see what this friend has to say.
Calling on local authorities to pursue an alternative to traditional prosecution.
I know Jen believed that we need to address harm and create accountability that is really rooted in looking at the root causes of why harm happens.
Burr says Angel strongly disagreed with the current criminal justice system and would not want her alleged killer to go to prison.
Like locking somebody in a cage, is that really going to bring Jen back?
Instead, Burr says Angel would have liked a form of restorative justice to happen. Friends of Angels have been working alongside the nonprofit.
So you cannot restore these people, okay? You can't do it. And I'm going to go back a little bit. But I'm sure that Jen, if she was alive today, might be singing a different tune, okay? Might be looking at this from a completely different angle now. There are evil people out there that don't know any better or don't know how to be a normal person in society. That's a better way of putting it. And they're absolute animals. You cannot reform these people. Okay, they choose to live that way. They choose to live that lifestyle, and you are not going to get away from it, and you're just going to keep adding to the mess by sympathizing and treating them with kid gloves. But these people have bought the lie. They've bought the false narrative. They think that we can live in this utopia society, and it just doesn't freaking work.
Jen back.
Instead, Burr says Angel would have liked a form of restorative justice to happen. Friends of Angels have been working alongside the nonprofit Restore Oakland.
And restorative justice is really about healing. And healing begins with telling the truth. And our current criminal justice system robs any opportunity of truth-telling from all parties.
So I'm gonna go ahead and tell you the truth, okay? The truth is the inner cities are a mess, and a lot of the inner cities are ran by these soft-hearted, weak women, okay? and you don't have men that are standing up and saying, you know what, enough of this shit. We're just going to start doing things different, locking these people up. If we have to build bigger prisons, more prisons, we're going to put you in the prison and we're never going to let you out. We're either going to put you in a mental institution or a prison. And, you know, all with the border being wide open, drugs are pouring into these big urban cities and it's destroying them. Philadelphia, New York City, Chicago, LA, it's just becoming you're not going to be able to walk down the street. You know, it's already to the point where people are pissing and shitting on the street. New York's being overrun by illegal immigrants. This is what they wanted. Okay. The mayor of New York City wanted it to be a sanctuary state. Okay. They wanted this. And now they're all pissed off about it. Chicago, they wanted that. Now that it's at their, and I don't agree with taking people from the border and putting them in these cities. Okay. I think you should put them on a bus, send their asses back over the border continuously. Just one bus after another. You get over here, we detain you, we send you back, and we're just going to keep fucking doing it. Okay, but no, we're not. We're not. We're bringing them deeper into the United States. Okay, and I think it's funny to listen to, you know, Mayor Adams and you know, political figures in Chicago coming out and saying how much they're overrun by illegal immigrants. I think it's funny, okay? But I would think it's even funnier if we sent our asses back over the border, okay? And it's going to keep getting worse with this ideology that there's no borders, that everything is racist, you know, that gun control or that having guns is bad, you know, not being able to protect yourself under the Second Amendment. Like, all of this stuff adds up after a while, and we wind up in the situation that we're in right now. And I would love to be able to deliver a message of hope and say it's going to get better. But if you live in a big urban city, I encourage you to get out. And some people will say, well, you know, you need to, I've lived here all my life. I need to fight for, you know, I need to fight for this area and I need to stand up and do something about it. And I'm going to tell you this. New York City is lost. Chicago is lost. Baltimore is lost. St. Louis is lost. LA is gone. San Francisco's gone. You aren't going to get it back. Okay. Even if you had the people that wanted to vote a different way, they're big urban cities that I guarantee you their elections are rigged. So I encourage you, protect yourself or get out of the big cities. And that's all I got to share today. That's the message. I wish it was a more positive one, but I felt like this ideology, this message of diversity, inclusivity, and whatever you want to call it, DEI, this message of diversity is our strength. We are a melting pot. It's starting to become a real issue. Okay. And crime and illegal immigration is out of control. And then you have sick people that think like Ryan Carson's girlfriend and think that all cops are bastards. And they don't want to help their dying boyfriend. That's where we're at in this country right now. But have some hope, have some faith. Hopefully we can turn this thing around. And if not, please turn your life and your will over to Jesus Christ. Find hope and trust in him. Find strength in him. And he will take care of you. And I believe that with everything I have in me. All right, so that's it for today. God bless you. God bless your family. And most importantly, God bless the United States of America. I'm out.